Well, the new Ultimate Spider-Man, it went on sale, and wow, did they change the origin story on how Peter Parker finally becomes Spider-Man, and explained why it was at the ripe old age of 35. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about the new version of Spider-Man, how he gets his powers, and why it is absolutely so different than the original take. Now, before we do that, though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC videos, and we want to be your place for all the superhero news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you are really in the know. Well, this is one of those things that make you say wow, because Marvel finally launched the new Ultimate Spider-Man series earlier today, and boy does it take a way different approach to the origin story for our favorite wall crawler. Now, in case you didn't know, this new Ultimate Universe is basically a duplicate of Earth 616, but has been corrupted by the Maker. He actually has set out to stop the world's superheroes from ever being created in this reality. Now, later on, he did form a secret council to rule the world from the shadows when Tony Stark became Iron Lad and decided to bring heroes back. The Maker's Council blew his headquarters up and framed the time traveler for the death of thousands. Now, among these people were Aunt May, Norman Osborn, and Emily Osborn. However, in this reality, the 35-year-old Peter never was actually bitten by a radioactive spider, although he still works at the Daily Bugle. But interestingly enough, he works with his Uncle Ben. That's right, in this version of the Marvel Universe, Uncle Ben never died, and ironically, he's great friends with J. Jonah Jameson. Now, in the new book, they both quit their jobs when the Kingpin takes over the board and decides to shift the spotlight away from what really happened during the attack, suggesting Fisk is potentially also part of the Maker's Council. Now, that's not the only big change, because in this reality, Matt Murdock is actually a priest, and Peter and Harry Osborn have only met a couple of times and they're not even friends. Now, for this version of Spider-Man, this is where the origin starts to take off, because Peter actually receives a message and a package from Iron Lad, which was sent to him from, interestingly enough, 6 months in the future. Now, Tony Stark tells Parker he's supposed to be one of the world's greatest superheroes, and reveals that in 6 months, he's going to return, and when he comes back, he hopes to see Spider-Man and more of the original heroes alongside him, ready to, quote, free the world. Now, Peter opens up this orb, and inside is the spider that was meant to bite him in a, quote, Picotech stealth suit, which looks an awful lot like the original symbiote suit. Now, Peter lets the new spider bite him and then suits up, and now this version of Earth has finally gained their Spider-Man. Now, this is how the book ends and leaves us on a bit of a cliffhanger. They don't even give us a clear look at the costume. But I do love how the Maker's attempts to stop the heroes from being born is ultimately backfiring, and how in the Marvel Universe, these are things that are meant to happen, and Spider-Man quite often is at the center of it all. This story is going to be super interesting. Fans are actually getting a version of Peter Parker they always wanted. He's 35 years old in the series, married to Mary Jane, and has 2 children, Richard and May. So they definitely will play into some news stories and allow writers to take Spider-Man in a completely different direction. It won't be long before some of these villains will be leveraging Peter's family against him. It'll create some interesting dynamic in this new Marvel Universe. I'm very curious on where Marvel ultimately intends on taking this new Ultimate Universe, because last time, great characters ended up integrated into the main Marvel Comics continuity, and I suspect that could happen again. But we'll have to wait and see.